So I made the mistake of logging into Twitter today, and I saw this head-ass take, and like, yeah, dude's probably memeing, but a lot of people genuinely have this take. And yeah, I get it. People before me have already beat this topic into the ground. I want shorter games with worse graphics made by people who are paid more to work less, and I'm not kidding, blah, blah, blah. But I don't feel like people understand how far that can go. Like, yeah, someone puts out a game that looks like it will be on the PS3 nowadays, and the mouth breathers come out to pan devs in an industry that gives its workers military-grade PTSD for being lazy, but also, I don't think we respect the value of fun in a game nowadays. Like, extreme example, I know, but I brought up Back 4 Blood earlier, so Bloodstained. This series could probably end up as its own video, and someone probably already has done so, but hey, whatever. Bloodstained began in the wake of the old-school game revival craze that we can largely blame Shovel Knight for. Hat in Time, Yooka-Laylee, Stardew Valley, Mighty No. 9, debatably stuff like Shantae and Undertale, you get me. A lot of these games really just ended up eating asphalt. Mighty No. 9 is famous for managing to do a fucking flip on the way down while also lighting itself on fire. But one of the most notable games that come out of that time period would be Bloodstained. Bloodstained cropped up around the same time as Mighty No. 9 did, with a similar story. Old devs are gonna revive their OG style. Cool, sounds good. Then Mighty No. 9 imploded, and everyone kinda looked at the millions of crowdfunded dollars they put into Bloodstained like, ooh, that might have been a bad call. But over time, the Bloodstained devs kept putting out stuff like, hey, we decided the game didn't look good, so we made it look better, and hey, we're refining the game to stand on its own, and then BAM! Curse of the Moon. Yeah, you thought the Gush segment had already started. Here's the real Gush. Curse of the Moon was lightly alluded to in the Kickstarter as a, quote, retro prequel game on PC, which completely fucking undersells the game and is also just actually a lie, because Curse stands on its own and is fucking amazing. Basically, where Ritual of the Night attempts to emulate modern Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, Curse of the Moon decided to be Castlevania 3 at a time when the most rep that game got was from Dwayne and Brando. This was a love letter to a game people had basically forgotten, because the last time Castlevania 3 got any love was...
Alright, you ready for this? I'm your future husband.
Yeah, that was weird. So anyway, Curse dropped, and it was amazing. It was like they looked at everything they did in Castlevania 3 and went, yeah, but what if we removed all that NES-era crust? Switching characters is instant. You can have all 4 characters at once, they all have individual health bars, and the game even has multiple endings, since you can, as the main character, Zangetsu, decide, man, just fuck everyone, and kill everybody! And you get a different bad ending for it, because even though you're super strong because you get abilities for every person you kill, you get consumed by evil because there's nobody to protect you. Or you can make buddies with everyone, which lets you approach stages in a bunch of different ways. But still, Zangetsu gets consumed by evil at the end, but now he has friends that go out and save him in a completely separate second campaign, where you start with all of your old allies, which has its own unique final stage, where every character has to go on their own to unlock individual doors with unique stages tailored to their unique abilities, ending in one final fight against Zangetsu in a giant demon form, which unlocks the game's final but fun campaign, where you get to do the normal campaign but with all of Zangetsu's abilities from the Kill Everyone campaign. And it's just so good! Like, I can't elaborate on how important fun is, and I think Curse of the Moon, above everything else, shows it. Like, yeah, NES aesthetic gets blown all the time, but when your game looks like this, you don't get to stand on, oh, look how pretty our game is! Well, we had devs work sweatshop hours on unpaid overtime to do it. You actually have to make a game fun, and you don't get to get away with the kind of bullshit we put up with from NES games. Like, let's be real here, Castlevania 1 plays like a brick, but we love it, because at the time, people were making bricks move, like, holy shit, look at those bricks go, it's amazing. If Curse looked like it does, but played like this, I think everyone would have lost hope in Ritual of the Night. But it doesn't, because someone had the right idea to go, hey, what if we made the game not suck? And it feels so fucking amazing. Zangetsu feels like you're playing Ninja Gaiden. Miriam feels like Classicvania, except Simon has a fucking axe. Alfred just gets to cheat, that's his character. And Jeeble, well, he's just Alucard from Castlevania 3, but Alucard is so fucking cool, look at him go! This is the important part that games like Shovel Knight and Bloodstained absolutely nail, and games like Mighty No. 9 and a lot of AAA games just miss. A game can look stunning, with fruit that falls at a rate of 9.8 meters per second squared, but if it isn't fun, or if the story isn't fun, nobody will enjoy it. Realistic graphics cease to matter if the story and or the gameplay isn't fun. But now I'm talking about Dragon Quest XI, so let me get back on track. Bloodstained would follow this up by releasing probably the only game to come out of the retro revival Shovel Knight caused that didn't suck and wasn't a hat in time. Ritual of the Night. It's so good, Zephyr went and made it harder on itself. Go watch his vid, this is a threat. Ritual did everything it needed to do and reinforced every single point I ever made. It's not an overly realistic looking game, but it maintains its art style and manages to still be very visually impressive, but most importantly, it's fun. The game is fun. Collecting shit is fun. Upgrading Miriam into a turbo badass capable of killing Alucard in 6 seconds is fun! The gameplay loop of the old games like Aria of Sorrow isn't lost, and it's maintained through the entirety of Ritual's runtime while also managing to iterate on existing ideas in a fun and unique way. The game never ceases to be a good time, and it does so without looking like the most visually impressive game of the era. And here's the takeaway of this entire video: it's because that wasn't the point, nor should it have been. Making a visually impressive game is great, yes. Fuck, I'd be lying if I said these games didn't look good, and the people who had to put in those slave hours to make it look good should be commended for their efforts. But they shouldn't have to. The most important thing should be making a game that is fun, and I don't even think we have to look at indie stuff like Bloodstained or Hat in Time to get there. Games like Crash Bandicoot 4 manage to be fun, enjoyable games while also being genuinely beautiful looking for the style they're going for. This game looks fantastic. The most important thing of a game should not and never should be its graphics. If a game can be fun and look great, superb. The Last of Us 1 did exactly that, and it was awesome. But we should not be sitting here demanding devs make games that look like Call of Duty 37, nor should we expect them to. This take that games that don't have the best graphics or perfect interaction with every single object, especially at a point where the game is still in fucking beta, yes, I'm going to beat this tweet to the ground, it's fucking terrible, is awful, toxic, and leads to a culture where this is the norm, and the explicit reason why, as a person who went into programming, hoping to one day enter the games industry, why I made the conscious decision not to follow my dreams and where my passion is, because I know I would hate myself for it. Oh, and without even being prompted to, the Bloodstained team just went and did Curse of the Moon 2 for fucks, and it's even better than the last one. Makes the best retro revival ever, doesn't elaborate, leaves. Koji Igarashi is styling on the entire industry over here. Nobody dare stop him. Thank you all for watching. Super special shoutouts go to Cactus the Bar for the $8 Patreon tier, and to Preacher Games and Skooks for the $10 YouTube members tier. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Love yous!